My father's full name was Jean-Louis François Arthur Hirsch. He used the nickname JELOFA, Jelofa, which was really just a combination of all of his first and middle names. He was born in 1934 and died in 2006. And he grew up during the war, so he had a lot of things, quirks that, came from being a war baby. If you took a shower that was longer than 2 minutes, he would pop his head inside the door and tap his fingernail on his watch and say, "Ça suffit. Ça suffit maintenant." That's it. That's enough now. And so you knew that was your cue to get out of the shower. He did that whenever we were on the phone with our grandparents in France, too. You'd tell him how you were doing, they'd tell you how they were doing, you'd talk about the weather, and then he would start tapping on his watch with his nail. One of my earliest memories of my father is of him coming home from work. We used to all run to the front door. My mom kind of made a big deal out of it. We all wore matching dresses, same print, different colors. My mom made them herself. It was very Sound of Music-y. As we got older, he wasn't exactly sure how to relate to us. So there were many dinner conversations where he'd just say, "What did you learn at school today?" In French, of course. I also have such memories of him watching Benny Hill. It was exactly the sort of thing he loved. My favorite memories of my father is of him on vacation. We would leave the States and go to France, and the minute we were on a plane, it was like his cares suddenly lifted. After my parents divorced, I was in college at the time when they divorced, we took a trip together to Venice. There's a whole series of pictures that we took with us and the pigeons, feeding the pigeons. After we were done taking all these pictures, we realized that his zipper had been open the whole time, which makes me laugh whenever I look at them now. My dad with the pigeons and the open zipper. When he started getting sick, he bought us all books about Parkinson's and told us all about what he had, but he seemed fine. Maybe he was a little slower when he walked down the street. I knew my dad was sicker than he'd been before when he started to let other people drive his car. He loved his car, and he was very possessive of it. I knew he was really sick when I would burn the clutch, and he never even criticized that. The most interesting part is having reversed the roles when he started getting really sick and having to take care of him. I flossed his teeth. I remember him asking me to floss his teeth because he couldn't reach. And he asked me like it was no big deal. It made him laugh a lot. And I would say that made me closer with him. He was very present at the end. I started doing the Parkinson's walk when he was still alive. I know that he was still aware when I started to do it, and it meant a lot to him. And I always start the walk. I have a moment of personal reflection where I always have Amazing Grace on my iPod, and I listen to that. It was his favorite song, and I didn't know that about him until he started getting more and more sick, and we asked him what he would want once he passes, and he said he wanted Amazing Grace to be played. And we all were surprised. We didn't know that was his favorite song, but apparently he loved it. And I would say since he's died, I hear that song and I have to stop whatever I'm doing, and I sort of have a moment where I just, I send him a hello.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.